Hi.
Hello.
So this is,
Can I give you information about Chandra?
right, ban breeding bullhooks,
Yeah.
buying, selling, trading elephants. Is the zoo trading elephants? I don't think so, but yeah, this is a good cause.
Yeah, at times they've had
So
to.
it's not quite a,
Most of it.
it's not quite a memorial for Lily, little Lily.
But that is a sad.
Yeah, they EEHV, I think they called it. Don't go in. Oh, okay. So this is this is encouraging people to not go in because, well, this is kind of a vigil, right?
See, they don't want to give up the elephants because it's one of the biggest money makers. They know that most of the elephants have been killed here in the zoo because elephants don't belong in captivity. Their lives are cut in half. But they choose to keep the elephants here because they make money. And after they don't care about the animals, they care about the bottom line.
Right. And then, because we came up to, this is my daughter Raquel, and we came up in memorial for Lily, which is really broken. It was just heartbreaking, and we're both really pretty upset about it. But one of them said that there was, the requests are, or was there a vigil last month? One of the staffers said there was something last month. You want Chandra to go free?
Yes, you want all the elephants to be free.
So Chandra, she's got the shot eye thing. You guys want Chandra to go free?
We want them all to go to an elephant sanctuary.
Like a safari.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
It's not the wild.
No.
You want them to go back to the wild?
They're not capable. They've all been go through the crushing at this point. The crushing.
Yeah, it felt like, and I've got her on video, I think. No, I didn't get her. But she was saying that the demands were that they go back to the wild, and I said I'd have to double check on that because
be free.
I know some animal rights activists. I've never heard them say we're going to release them back. Okay, well that might have been a misunderstanding.
Be in a sanctuary where they have more room to run around and where they have more room to be able to be elephants instead of being.
Well, how do you feel about them going back to the California safari that demanded $500,000 in extortion money for Lily? I mean, do we want them to go back there?
No safari.
That's
no
where
profits off of elephants.
That's where the demands were, and like some sort of organized crime, they said, we get your firstborn. You follow that story with Lily? So that came from a California safari. So anytime I hear safari, I'm kind of like, we don't want the California safari that extorted $500,000.
A safari is different than
Sanctuary. We do not want California safari. They've gotten enough blood money from us.
Yeah.
Every life matters. Hey, I like that. I mean, that could be taken out of context, but I like that. It almost feels like blue lives matter.
True.
Which you don't mean. Maybe you do. Captivity kills. Yes, it does. Lily is
21 elephants.
Not blaming the zoo for Lily. I'm not blaming the zoo for Lily. Are you? Are you? Is it? Are anybody comfortable being on video about Lily?
Absolutely.
So stress contributed to her demise.
Sanctuaries avail hundreds of acres for elephants to roam and thrive. When you put elephants in a zoo, 4 acres, it's like locking up a dog in the backyard for all of its life. Don't you think the animal would be sick and mentally beaten up by that? Stress kills.
Stress contributes to the demise. It's a valid argument. I mean, it's.
The virus that Lily had is not fatal in the wild. It is fatal in.
They are claiming that. Have you heard that?
Yes.
They are claiming that there is, and then the other thing that was said was that they only detected this EEHV in '95. And why isn't there a vaccine? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Lily should never have been here in the first place. They had the opportunity to send her to a sanctuary, and they did not. They wanted to send her to a circus.
That was the California safari, if I read the story, and if that's accurate, right?
But
or no?
Regardless, this zoo is culpable for her.
Yeah. So there's the animal rights activist position right there. fun is their misery. 28 born, 21 dead. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Or no. Oh,
In the breeding. So the claim here is Oregon Zoo, 28 born. So there's 28 born that have been born at the Oregon Zoo. Is that true?
Of them have, yeah, of course.
I didn't know there was that many.
21, because 21 of them have died. And
Wow.
a lot of them were unnamed because they died so early.
So are you concerned? I heard up in the beginning of the line for Chendra,
Chendra, yeah.
Chendra, which, I mean, just for the record, all the elephants look really depressed today. I mean, you could tell they lost. I mean, Rose 2 could have been crying. I mean, she was so bummed out.
The abuse that Rose 2 has suffered already, just alone, and then to be force bred, which is rape, and then
Wow.
that's what it is. That's how they get them.
So the breeding program is
And this is what
sexual exploitation and
yeah, in an environment and in a time of the Me Too movement, like
this is the elephant Me
and
Too.
yet we're advocating for a breeding program, which is rape of an elephant. It's absolutely not okay.
So there is a messaging there that I haven't heard before, but this is an elephant Me Too
Yeah.
in a way. The perspective is they're being exploited, and you heard the language that it.
Tradition is no excuse.
I mean, I think you used the word rape.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sexual abuse, exploitation.
They use rape racks. They keep the.
So these are all the names.
These are just some of the names because a lot of them were unnamed.
Hamba, I remember Susie, Packy. I remember Packy when I was a kid.
Yeah, and Belle was his mom.
Right, Belle.
All of them extremely abused with bull hooks to perform shows. And this was in the 60s and 70s, and they're still doing it today.
So that is just sad.
This is a circus, not a zoo.
Have you been in the exhibit in there? Has got some questionable stuff in that Forest
Not
Hall.
enough. First of all,
The ivory. I mean, there was a couple of things that just did not.
they have them on sand. If they ingest sand, it can cause blockages. Lily
Okay,
died.
so there you
she
go.
never stepped foot on grass, and it's not okay. It's terrible. It's
So sand is not any better.
no, sand is not good.
Because that was an
They
argument
mud-
that was made
they
for
need-
the bond measure.
Yeah.
You guys probably know better than I do. I'm just.
They need.
This was
mud
said to me
and
earlier.
grass.
I don't know if I got that one on video, but she said that was a part of the bond measure was to improve the habitat. So the foot infection that took out Packy, and I don't know how many years was he tortured with foot problems, but they're saying that now they've made the improvements and now elephants can live long lives
No, they're
with
still
the sand.
making
Now
them
you're saying sand.
If they ingest sand,
It's lethal.
It can cause blockages.
Does the sand improve the foot
I mean,
dynamics?
it's better than concrete, but if sand
better
gets
than
packed
concrete.
down really hard, what does it feel like? It can get pretty hard.
Well, what about? See, I don't want to go into because they corrected me and said that the virus is not contagious, it's not spread.
Then how do they get it? How are they getting it?
Well,
It's captive breeding.
I'm not a veterinarian. I have no
I mean,
idea.
neither am I,
I'm
but
going to
it's
do a little
captive
fact
breeding.
checking on it, but
Yeah. The point of the matter is that the virus that Lily died from, they're saying that it's very common in the wild. There's no way that we can test it in the wild because they're wild elephants. They're not going to let us come and get blood samples.
right.
So
And
the
she
fact-
did mention that, and she also said it was rare in the wild. I don't know if that's true.
It is.
She wasn't saying it was common, but there is this commingling saying this happens there and happens there. Now, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got to fact check on some of this. How much data is known?
There's not. There's just
I mean,
not.
this just came to their sense. I mean, all the medical professionals. 95 was the first time we knew about EEHV.
Well, and it's because of captivity. So, and keeping elephants in captivity to find a vaccine is not the answer. Elephants do not. We need to leave them alone.
That is kind of an unusual medical. And I kind of heard that nuanced in that this is research. Now, my other question, my daughter Raquel, this is Raquel.
Hi, Raquel.
She asked, and she's very upset about losing Lily. We've been up here
I'm
once
so
a month.
sorry, honey. It's very sad. I know. We're all very sad. I'm so sorry.
But she asked, well, where did Lily go? So and I thought, well, that's interesting, and the staffer didn't actually know, but there was a little bit of a, do I say nuanced, saying that it was medical research. There was, what's the medical term, like an autopsy, but a, and so, and there was data, and she made it very clear that they test the blood every week, every Wednesday. So Wednesday it came up, there was a tiny little spike, and this,
Well, it's a very quick.
and within hours.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing that blew me away, did you know it was her birthday?
Yeah, the day after 6. Not even
My
6
God.
years old. She's never stepped foot on grass.
That blew my mind. I was like, she died on her birthday? It was like 4 hours off or something.
And this is the herpes virus too, and we know that in humans, that stress aggravates it. Makes it
What's the percentage in the wild?
Well, that's a very valid and great argument. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because that clearly is not factored in on the scientific side of the, is it a debate? The discussion, the arguments. I don't know. I know that I saw some depressed elephants today. I'm not an elephant whisperer, but do I have to be?
No, absolutely.
To see
not.
depression when I see it?
Have compassion
So-
and a heart, which you clearly do. And
I
appreciate
certainly
you.
do.
Yeah, well, it's great that you're doing what you're doing, because it's important.
Well, I'm glad you're down here.
Thank you. And I'm sorry.
It's good to have advocates for the elephants. I mean, regardless of where one sides on the position, I'm leaning towards the crew out
If you
front.
think about it, elephants plant forests, right? So all the forests that are being decimated by human conflict, one day can be replanted by elephants. If we keep wiping them out for captivity, for circuses, for tourism, they're not going to be any left. And even with human conflict, poaching, and kidnapping for captivity, they still live longer in the wild and they have a better chance.
Right.
And so does our planet.
Excuse me, sorry.
Nope, you're all good. Yeah, that's a great argument. That was one of the things. I mean, first, it's like just because it was ivory tiles, the mahuang, or I'm referring to the Forest Hall. It just was so strange to see ivory there. But the other thing that really struck with me was the Carney's gold historical shawl outfit. Why is that in there?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, I guess the history can be pretty nasty, and we got to talk about why we're doing this. I think they might have been coming with that angle. But why is this gold circus ringleader, what do you call it, a shawl? I don't know what you call it. Why is it there in an exhibit? Just to say this is what we don't want? I mean, I don't know. And then the palm oil argument was valid, but thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
We got here, captivity kills. Conservative efforts can be enacted without mass incarceration. I'll tell you, that exhibit in there looked very institutional. I mean, I commented that on my video when I was in there. It's like, if this doesn't look like an institutional jail, I don't know what does. Concrete. Well, what is it supposed to look like?
And shrubbery that is electrified because they don't want the elephants to chew it.
God, it's like electrical shrubbery.
They do that. It's not.
What the hell's going on here?
Because elephants will just eat it to the ground, right? That's what they do. So they don't want them to damage it. So they make it off limits to us, just for the spectators, all these people you see here, so that they can enjoy looking at elephants and what they believe is a natural setting. But it's completely an illusion.
It's not a natural setting. Yeah, sure. What do you got? Who are you guys with? It's not PETA. Are you with PETA?
We're all different.
Oh, you are PETA.
No, there's two organisations, but there's a lot of individuals. We're not all. This is a PETA leaflet, but this isn't a PETA.
Okay, great, guy. Thanks for the clarity. Yeah.
So did you go in already?
Yeah, we went in to come up for the memorial of Lily. Do you mind if I go on video? You don't have to be. No, it's all right. You don't have to be.
So you came for the memorial?
Yeah, I did. My daughter and I, when we heard the news that Lily had passed, we shed a tear.
Yeah.
We shed a tear, and we had to come up and pay some tribute and pay some homage.
And I recognise that. And what it reminds me of is how I know this may sound harsh, but there were slave owners years ago who shed their tears when their slaves died.
Oh wow.
They loved, you know, I'm sure that was definitely the case with art. They loved their slaves.
Yeah.
These animals, they're slaves. They
Yeah.
don't have privacy. They don't decide when they go to bed, what they eat,
Right.
when they keep their families are taken away. Tonight, this place is like an amusement park.
Well,
You-
where's the happiness in there for the elephants? I mean, where is the joy and well-being?
Well, I think one of the biggest things with elephants is their community, is their herd.
Right.
And these elephants in here don't have a herd.
Right.
You look, I mean,
Yeah.
read about elephants. They're
Right.
one of the most family-orientated mammals.
You don't really consider it a herd that just because they
It's
were
not a
born
herd. They
here.
don't call that a herd
Just because
in there.
Lily was
They separate them.
had a 4-year-old brother that was
elephant-
older, 4 years older. That's not a herd. That's captivity.
Yeah.
Those are cellies. It's like a yard, prison yard, and cellies. So, I mean, it's, you know, I can't.
So
I'm not
do
gonna
you
argue.
sponsor this zoo?
Do I sponsor what?
The zoo? Is that how you're connected?
No,
with
no,
Lily?
no. I don't sponsor them, but I guess with my money, it could be considered blood money that we come up and we come into the zoo. So I guess that is a sponsorship
'Cause
in
you
a way.
My mother sponsors animals at a sanctuary.
Yes.
An animal sanctuary.
Yeah.
Where animals have come. There's animal sanctuaries that take animals from zoos.
Yeah.
From circuses, from farms, animal farms, and
Yeah.
they give them homes for life.
Right, right. Well, how do you feel about the extortion from the California Safari that demanded $500,000, $400,000 for Lily? I mean, they demanded the firstborn. Did you follow that? So that was a part of the dispute several years ago. Is the Oregon Zoo had to pay $400,000 in blood money to this California Safari, saying that we have your firstborn. We got your firstborn. So there was a dispute. We paid out. We paid out $400,000 for Lily.
I think to put a price on any living being is not on, but the higher the value, like chickens in farms, what's the value on those on chicken on the farm here?
Right.
$1 or 50 cents. They have an awful life.
Yeah.
The more it's not nice putting a monetary price, but the
Big
lower
ag
the
is
value,
just
the less care.
horrendous.
Well,
Big
not
agriculture.
even organic farming's awful.
Yeah.
They all die. They all artificially inseminated, a lot of them. All
Right,
the cows
right.
are artificially inseminated.
Yeah.
Organic farming
Yeah.
is awful.
So, I mean, any animal bred,
Organic
your
animal farming.
position is saying that any animals that's consumed